Have you ever walked through a forest and felt like someone, or something, was watching you? Not a bird, not an animal, but something unseen, something that doesn't belong to this world. There are forests around the world that hold secrets so terrifying, so mysterious, that even the bravest souls avoid them after sunset. Stories whispered through generations, echoes of screams, shadows that don't match any living creature. Tonight, we are stepping into those forests. Not to explore, but to listen, to feel, to understand what lies beneath the silence. In Japan, there is a forest known as Aokigahara. At the base of the mighty Mount Fuji, it appears peaceful from a distance. Dense trees, a soft wind, a beautiful stillness. But once you step inside, the silence becomes unnatural. Your footsteps are muffled by a thick bed of moss and volcanic rock. The deeper you go, the less sound you hear. No birds chirping, no insects buzzing, only your heartbeat, and the whisper of death. This place is known as the Suicide Forest. Hundreds of souls have walked into Aokigahara and never returned. Many leave behind notes, apologizing to their families. Others vanish without a trace. Locals say the forest swallows those who are lost, both in mind and in soul. Hikers have reported seeing pale figures among the trees. Some say they feel invisible hands pulling them off the trails. One man claimed he followed what looked like a young woman in a white dress for over an hour, until she vanished before his eyes. When he tried to return, he found that every path looked the same. It was as if the forest had rearranged itself. As if it didn't want him to leave. But Japan isn't the only country hiding such secrets in its woods. In Romania, deep in the heart of Transylvania, there lies Hoia Baciu forest. Locals call it the Bermuda Triangle of Eastern Europe. Why? Because people disappear there. Time is said to behave strangely. Devices malfunction. Compasses spin. Phones die. A strange circular clearing sits in the middle of the forest. Trees refuse to grow there. No birds fly above it. Scientists have tested the soil. Nothing seems unusual. But the energy there, it makes your skin crawl. People who've entered that circle describe sudden headaches, dizziness, nausea, and visions. Some see faces in the bark of trees. Others hear laughter. A group of tourists once captured a photograph, what looked like a soldier with no eyes, staring straight at the camera, standing where no one was. And yet, there's no record of any soldier being there. One woman, a tour guide, vanished while leading a group. She was found 2 days later. Her clothes were untouched. No injuries. But her mind was gone. She couldn't remember who she was. She couldn't speak. All she did was point, back at the trees. Even the bravest paranormal investigators leave Hoia Baciu with trembling voices. Some say the forest is a gate. A passage between our world, and something else. Something darker. But perhaps the most cursed woods of all, lie in India. The forests near Dao Hill, in the hills of Kurshung, West Bengal, hide stories soaked in sorrow. At first glance, the area looks normal. A school nearby. Fog covering the hills. Dense trees. But for those who've walked the paths near the Dao Hill school, they speak of a boy. A boy with no head. He walks silently through the trees. Sometimes he appears behind you, only to vanish the moment you turn. Workers in the forest have quit after hearing footsteps that follow them, only to find no one there. Children have seen glowing eyes in the dark. Some have fainted from fear. Teachers at the school have reported hearing voices inside empty classrooms. Footsteps echo through the halls at night. But no one is there. One man, a local woodcutter, spoke of a night he will never forget. He was walking back from the forest when he saw the boy. Headless. Walking calmly, slowly, and then suddenly disappearing into a tree. The man ran, heart pounding, only to find the boy standing on the path ahead. Waiting. He has never returned to that forest again. Across the world, from America to Europe, from Africa to Asia, forests have become homes to secrets too terrifying to speak aloud. In America's Black Hills of South Dakota, people speak of the spirits of native warriors and lost miners, wandering in the dark, calling out to those who enter. The trees seem to whisper. The wind cries in voices not heard by human ears. Some forests hold the memories of ancient rituals. Sacrifices. Betrayals. Murders. They remember everything. They never forget. In England, the Epping Forest outside London hides stories of ghost carriages and shadowy figures. Lovers who were murdered. Soldiers who never returned home. It's said that on certain nights, the forest hums. A strange low sound, like a heartbeat under the earth. Walkers have reported feeling watched, followed, even touched by icy fingers. They look behind. Nothing. They walk faster. The sound follows. In the stillness of nature, we often feel peace. But in these forests, silence is not peaceful. It is a warning that we are not alone. Some believe that these forests are cursed. Others say they are sacred grounds where the veil between our world and the spirit world is thin, so thin that anything could slip through. But no matter what we believe, one thing is certain: darkness hides in the places where we least expect it. Sometimes, that darkness wears no face. Sometimes, it calls your name from behind the trees. And sometimes, it waits, just beyond the light. As you listen to these stories, you might wonder, are they just legends? Are they tricks of the mind? Could it be fear creating illusions? But then again, how do you explain the footprints that appear next to yours in fresh snow, when you are the only one there? How do you explain the voices calling out in a language no one understands? How do you explain the missing people who enter, and never come out? So the next time you enter a forest, any forest, listen closely. Notice the silence, the shift in the air, the shadows that seem to move, the cold breeze on your neck when there is no wind. Because the forest may be watching you. It may be remembering you. And if you're not careful, it may never let you go. Some doors, once open, can never be closed. And some paths, once taken, lead only into darkness. So, would you still walk in? Or would you turn back? Before it's too late.